Nothing in class is as important as classroom management. If you cannot control your class, they will not learn. You will hate teaching those classes, and students will hardly ever finish or try to perform well in class. They are preoccupied with acting out and challenging you. That class is meant to be a zoo, and they are acting accordingly. No child wants to be in that situation. No child likes the feeling of chaos. They want to learn. They want to be in a safe, positive environment. Unfortunately, you are the reason they are acting out. Your inexperience, your attitude, and your misguided teacher training is what is causing your students to misbehave. And now I will share the information, the secret to controlling your class. The secret to classroom management is this. You have to become the king of your kingdom, the absolute authority, a giant pillar of strength. You cannot control a class through tricks and techniques. You cannot guilt them into obeying you. The only way is for you to develop yourself and use a boss mentality built around classroom management principles. Your classes will never succeed unless you become the strongest possible leader in your class. Students look to you for leadership, and you are letting them down if you do not give them the strongest possible version of yourself. You are a failure as a teacher until you accept that you need to be a ruthless dictator when the situation calls for it, or a kind caretaker when your subjects need it. Your strength and leadership as an individual is what determines your classroom management. People are constantly looking for a cheap way out, a magic bullet to give them control of their class. There is no such thing. You have to accept the responsibility, toughen up, and be prepared to grow through adversity. Let me explain. Humans come from a tribal society. For thousands of years, we have lived in small communities where our survival depended on the leadership of a chief. The strength of the leader decided where we would go, what we do, how we get food, how we avoid danger, in fact, how we survive. If they weren't strong, the tribe would most likely die out. To make sure that the best person was chosen as the leader, members of the tribe would constantly test the leader in small ways. It wouldn't be outright challenges, but small tests to determine the strength, character, and resolve of the leader. For every test that the leader failed, another member would become weary and apply more pressure until the situation became so bad a new leader took over. That way, the strongest leader was always in charge, giving the tribe the best chance of survival. Teachers are placed in charge of a young tribe without having to earn it. Young students who aren't fully developed and unable to rationalize their behavior. But they are still born with that tribalistic need to follow a strong leader. So they test teachers to make sure that that teacher is fit to lead them, to tell them what to do. This is even more evident in difficult communities or students with tough past experiences. If they were without strong role models while growing up, they are even more likely to be distrusting of those around them. To make sure that you are the best possible teacher for them, they will test and revolt absolutely. To win their trust, you have to show them that you are a strong leader that will bring value to their lives. That is why students from so-called good families are usually so much easier to teach. They come from a safe environment that has taught them that by listening to authority figures, they will be okay. Where on the flip side, students from bad backgrounds have become distrusting of people meant to protect them, so they have to do it themselves.